Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers and thank you so much for more than 1,000 views on my last video. I truly appreciate the love shown on that video. Today I'm going to be talking about how the NCLEX almost killed me and how I was able to pass the NCLEX RN examination. So for those who don't know, this channel is all about the nursing profession. Whether you're new to nursing, you want to become a nurse in Canada or in the United States, or you're already a nursing student, or you're a new grad nurse, or you're a seasonal nurse, already a registered nurse in Canada, this channel is for you. Here we talk about all things nursing, the nursing field, the workplace, every single thing about the nursing profession. And I hope that you love this channel and you're able to learn from this channel, because that is the goal of the channel. So yeah, stay tuned and let's dive right into today's topic. So for those who don't know, I graduated nursing school in 2022 and I did my NCLEX in 2022 and also passed the NCLEX. So this video is about me ranting about, the period I was preparing for the NCLEX and how I felt it took a toll on my mental health. So when I was preparing for the NCLEX, the first thing I think affected me was me trying to find the right study materials to use for the NCLEX. Lots of people were recommending different study materials to me. I communicated with some of my seniors who had passed the NCLEX and they all told me different things. One told me to use UWorld, another person told me to use Archer, another person told me to use Kaplan. So I was just like, what do I use? Like, where do I go from here? And I didn't know about the UWorld or Archer. Even though I'd heard about it, I didn't know about the content because I had not bought it yet. So I didn't know exactly which to follow, so I had to go do my research and I asked other people who had written the NCLEX, and I just did it based on, reviews. And I think that was what really helped me in picking out study materials that I used in preparing for the NCLEX. So what are the study materials I used? I used UWorld, I used Archer, and I used NCLEX IELTS. And for content, I made sure that I had Saunders NCLEX RN review to make sure to double check the questions and answers and make sure that I'm learning more about that content. So yes, those were the study materials I used for the NCLEX. And I said NCLEX IELTS. I know some people don't know about that. You might know about UWorld and Archer, but NCLEX IELTS is it's kind of a review by somebody called Dr. Z. He's on YouTube. Check him out. DRZEE. He's very good. And I feel like he played a very, very big role in me passing the NCLEX. So yeah, while preparing for the NCLEX RN exam, it was just a whole lot. Like I would wake up 8 a.m., literally, read from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., put my kid to bed after he's back from school, read again from probably 9 p.m. to 12 a.m., then repeat the same cycle over and over again. And this was not just me reading, it was also reading with anxiety, reading with pressure. Sometimes I might be reading and it was just, my mind would just go to, oh, what about if you fail this exam? Oh my God, since I failed this question, what about if I get this question in my exam and I fail it also? Like, it was just so much pressure and so much pain. I'll literally be reading and my heart to be banging, boom, 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 boom. It was a lot. And I know this is not just for the NCLEX RN exam. For those that are writing other exams, I know that sometimes the pressure can also be this way. But now that I think about it, all I can do is just laugh. It wasn't even funny at that time. It wasn't funny at all. Like, I'll be reading, I'll be crying. I'm like, Jesus, don't make me fail this exam, Jesus. It was just a whole lot. It was just a whole lot, yeah. There was also a lot of self-doubt for me. Like, I kept on doubting myself and my capabilities. I kept on saying, oh, am I ready for this exam? And each time I book the exam, I'll literally postpone it because I felt I wasn't ready. And at a point, I had to tell myself, oh, Debbie, you have to take this exam. You can't keep doubting yourself. You finished nursing school, you passed, and you passed with a very good GP. So why do you feel that, you're not good enough to write this exam? Or why do you feel you failed this exam? So I had to do a lot of self-encouragement, and I had to tell myself that I was good enough to take this exam. So the period I was having this self-doubt, I'd like to share some tips that worked for me when I was having this self-doubt, that I was literally like, hey God, can I do it? Oh Jesus Christ, am I able to pass this exam? What if I go into this exam and I fail it? What if they tell me that I can no longer become a nurse? So there were so many things I did, and I'd like to share them with you. One was trying to do deep breathing exercises. Each time I'm doing a question, before I go to the next question, I'll literally breathe in and breathe out, and make sure that my heart has stopped pounding so that I can assimilate the question, assimilate the options I'm seeing, and make sure that I am reading right into the question. Like, I'm not just reading to read, I'm reading to know the question, and I'm picking the right answers. Another thing I did was that I prayed. I'm a Christian, and God is the ultimate for me. Each time I was having self-doubt, I would literally pray and tell God to send the Holy Spirit to help me. Another thing that helped me was positive self-talk. Like, I would sit down and be like, Debbie, you can do this. You are not meant to fail. You can do this. You can pass this exam. And that's something that we could use in our everyday life. Whether you're a nurse, you're an accountant, and you're having a bad day, or you feel like you want to get to the next level of your career, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you're made for that thing in which you're doing. So another thing that really affected me was just severe burnout. Like, I was burnt out from reading so much for the exam. Like, it took a toll on me so much that I neglected self-care activities like exercises. I had a very bad eating habit because I was always eating junks and biscuits and candy. I didn't even have time to make food. Like, that was even part of my agenda. I just wanted to wake up, read all day. People would support systems that I had, like friends and family would literally call me, and I would not pick the call because I just wanted to pass that exam before receiving calls. And I'll literally get calls from my classmates or friends who have passed the exam. I'm like, oh, hello, Debbie, I just passed my exam. I'm like, congratulations. And when I end the call, I'm like, Jesus, I haven't passed this exam. I'll have to go grab my materials. I have to go read. And I'll be reading with so much pressure because I felt like, oh my God, people have started passing and I've not passed this exam. What am I waiting for? I need to pass this exam. And it was just so much pressure. It was just so much burnout. It was just so much anxiety. It was just so much pressure. And I know that I'm not just speaking for the nursing profession. For those who have written other exams, like the accounting exams, the medical exams, the pharmacy exams, we all go through these things. And I want to just let you know that when you're preparing for these exams, it's not the end of the world. Just settle down, prepare for the exam, and pray. Just pray about it. You can't do more than you can do. That's not just it. If you are reading 6 hours a day, make sure you are reading for those 6 hours, and make sure that you have time to rest. Because these exams, if we don't rest, I've seen people have high blood pressure from reading for exams. I've seen people have insomnia after writing their exams. I've seen people have lots of medical conditions after writing their exams. So while preparing for exams, please make sure to rest. Make sure you have some hours to rest in between the day. Make sure you're exercising if you can. Make sure you're eating right. After I finished my exam, I added another 8 kg, an additional 8 kg, and I'm still trying to lose it. I'm still trying to lose that weight because I couldn't bring myself to cook. I didn't even, I love cooking, but I couldn't even cook because I just wanted to read and read and read. And if you know me personally, you know that reading, I take pride in just making sure that I'm passing or I'm the best in what I'm doing. And that's why I felt that the NCLEX put so much pressure on me. And if I were to go back in time, I'll probably relax a little bit and make sure that I'm not burning out. I'm not taking it too serious. I'm not killing myself. I'm not eating junk. And I'm able to put a little bit of self-care into my daily life. So as days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months, I was finally prepared to write this exam. At least I thought I was prepared. So I, finalized my reading, checked myself on UWorld. There's this assessment that you do on UWorld to check if you're ready, and it said that I was ready. I passed the UWorld component, and I remember just driving down to the examination hall and singing praises and worship, and just like I got there, I covered the environment with the blood of Jesus. I submitted my ID cards. I went straight to the computer, like I was directed to the computer, and I started writing my exam. And there were some questions I was familiar with when I started. I saw some questions from Archer, I saw some from UWorld, but most especially from Archer. I saw like some questions that were similar to the Archer, and I also saw some questions that I didn't even know, like I had never seen. I'd never practiced. I saw some of those questions and I just picked randomly. I just felt like I tried to use my nursing knowledge, but I didn't have any idea if I'd passed those questions or not. And after some questions, my computer shut off, and I remember just thinking I had failed. I came out of the hall crying. Like I literally called my husband. I was like, I think I failed this exam. And after crying, I went to the washroom, cleaned my tears, and I drove back home. I got back home and I was waiting. I was just like, oh my God. Then I started like googling and checking YouTube for other people's experiences. And I was like, oh my God, did I fail this exam? Did I pass this exam? What do I do? What do I do? And I just like said, okay, you know what? There's no, like worry can't help me. Like it can't change anything. I've written the exam. So I just have to wait till the time the results are out. After some days, I checked the websites and I saw that I had passed the NCLEX exam. I remember just like rolling on the floor and jumping and screaming, and like I was so overwhelmed because I thought I failed. Like you couldn't tell me anything. I thought I had failed that exam because I felt that, I felt that I didn't do my best in the exam. So when I saw that I had passed, I was jumping, I was screaming. I called my parents, I called my husband. I was just so happy. I called friends that I had not called in a long time. They were like, oh, Debbie, what's wrong? Like, why didn't you pick our calls? I was like, you know what? I was preparing for an exam and I needed to focus. I didn't want to, I didn't want any outside distractions. I just wanted to focus on the exam. I'm sorry if I didn't pick your calls, but this is the good news. And they were so happy for me. And it was just so sweet to be at the end of the tunnel. Like, it was just so sweet to stop finally struggling. Like, it was so sweet to see that all my efforts finally paid off. So the NCLEX RN exam was truly a humbling experience for me. Like, the journey that led me there was truly a humbling experience. And if I learned anything from this journey, is that I learned about resilience and the power of perseverance. Like, it taught me a whole lot, and it taught me that success is not defined by a single milestone. It's the journey that leads you there that defines success. And if you're studying for the NCLEX right now, please don't be too hard on yourself. Relax. You can do this. You're already a nursing student. You have passed nursing school, and this is the final phase for you to become a registered nurse or a practical nurse. And I believe that you're made for this and you're going to pass the NCLEX exam. So that's the end of this video on how the NCLEX almost killed me and how I passed the NCLEX RN exam. So see you in my next video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Take care. Bye.